first light to the game's last stand, chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold, first responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim chance crew, come join the ride. McMedic, Napkins, and taco as you guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim chance crew, come join the ride. McMedic, Napkins, and taco as you guide. Where the stories grow, faith, fun, and games in the world we know. Future calls and the table is set. Take the leap, our best quest yet. Sometimes MoonPie. From the first light to the game's last stand, chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold, first responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim chance crew, come join the ride. McMedic, Napkins, and taco as you guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim chance crew, come join the ride. McMedic, Napkins, and taco as you guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, fun, and games in the world we know. Future calls and the table is set. Take the leap, our best quest yet. Sometimes MoonPie. From the first light to the game's last stand, chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold, first responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim chance crew, come join the ride. McMedic, Napkins, and taco as you guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim chance crew, come join the ride. McMedic, Napkins, and taco as you guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, fun, and games in the world we know. Future calls and the table is set. Take the leap, our best quest yet. Sometimes MoonPie. From the first light to the game's last stand, chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold, first responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim chance crew, come join the ride. McMedic, Napkins, and taco as you guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim chance crew, come join the ride. McMedic, Napkins, and taco as you guide.
was the one.
This episode of Beyond the Quest is recorded live and is presented unedited. That means it's raw, real, and in the moment. So if you hear a random buzz, a kid cameo, or me pressing the wrong button, or a random outburst from our very own MoonPie, that's just part of the charm. If there's a technical hiccup, well, let's just be honest. That's probably McMedic or MoonPie's internet. Speaking of, now's the time for the usual roll call of questionable decisions. First, we have McMedic. He insists he's the team's moral compass, and Medic, which is adorable. He can patch a wound in 30 seconds, but can't keep his internet alive for one full sentence. If we freeze, blame his router's midlife crisis. We have MoonPie. He shows up with snacks, charm, and a chin that desperately needs an emotional support beard. He's also the proud owner of an upload speed that files a missing person report every episode. Taco arrives with encyclopedic knowledge on everything you never asked about and none of the humility. Somehow he makes all of us and you feel less superior, and yet we still clap when he's right about the 14th century spoon customs. And me? I'm here trying to babysit the internet gremlins, the chat, and deal with Chad's nonsense behind the scenes, usually in that order. Together, we're current or former real life responders with undiagnosed ADHD and people living out their Christian faith. So expect some depth, some laughs, and at least one story we probably should have ran by a lawyer first. Speaking of, this show sometimes touches on sensitive topics, including but not limited to deep depression, mental health struggles, suicide, or self harm. Other topics some might find traumatic. Please listen at your own discretion. If that's not what you need today, we still love you. Hit pause, take care of yourself first. And if you're in the US and find yourself in need of help, call or text 988 or visit 988lifeline.org or find your local resources. The views and opinions are our own and do not necessarily reflect that of our sponsors, partners, or the group Slim Chance Gaming. Though our sponsors are probably already
User
shaking their
disconnected
heads.
from your channel.
Speaking of, this episode is brought to you by Angry Vet Nation, the nonprofit helping veterans and first responders break into streaming. They believe in brotherhood, purpose, and letting us go live unsupervised. Major respect. Listener discretion is always advised, coffee is encouraged, and prayers for our internet are always welcome. And if MoonPie gets emotional, just remember he's still learning how to cope without that emotional support beard. All right, ladies and gentlemen, seatbelts on, mics hopefully on, and let's start this beautiful disaster we call a podcast.
And we lost MoonPie in the middle of that.
Of course we
Yep.
did.
That's why I left.
It only took an hour to get him in there. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
He said it was his headphones that died. Oh,
Him. Anyways.
it has been a time. Most of us have been down with the crud and finally starting to get back up.
Yeah.
We was back, and then MoonPie left us.
MoonPie.
Everybody show Vet some love.
Yeah,
I'm not crying, you're crying.
I hadn't gotten to read my email or anything yet, so that was fresh news to me.
For those of you that don't know, Vet dropped a bomb at 11:30 last night.
Who does
And
that? Who sleeps after that?
Announced that this would be his final week as acting CEO of Angry Vet Nation. He would still be in the CEO role, but he was taking a more silent setback position and leaving it in the hands of Chad.
Lord have mercy on our
I don't know if that's a
souls.
smart decision or not, but
So, wait, we're going to depend on Jamie to run things now?
that's what it said.
I don't know. He's probably gonna get a new name now.
Yeah, we'll probably
It's
have
got
to
to be
come
like
up with a new
Timmy.
The Angry Chad.
As I'm assuming it was Medic's Streamlabs through in the chat there. This month is the month for the Stop Soldier Suicide Challenge. Most of us have been taking part. Cal is under the halfway mark, I believe, after last night. I've still got quite a lot of hours to go, as does MoonPie. And Medic's chasing Cal pretty close.
Yep. Let's see. I think I've got 63 to get, and I think that put Cal at 65.
Oh, I thought he got under 50 hours completed.
No. It's not what he told me. I don't know how he hasn't. He's been doing like 6-7 hour streams last few nights.
Yeah. Which I know he did start with a lot shorter ones, like 3 and 4 hours, but still.
And he did say last night on his stream that doing this challenge, he said that it has awoken something in him to try and get back what he felt like he had lost, and he was trying to get his fight and his fire back, that he's going to be, even after the challenge, streaming doesn't seem like a big deal to him now, and he's wanting to do a whole lot more stuff, so.
Temporary, not permanent. The wife and I simply cannot pass up this opportunity. After a lot of talking and praying, we felt it's the best course to accept the opportunity and take a temporary step back from the nation. But I know Chad will do me proud. Well,
And I bet that Streamlabs thing is going to send like every 5 lines in the chat just to warn everybody. Where
We
is
wish you
MoonPie
best of
coming
luck.
back?
You
He
know it
said
takes him
he-
5 to 10 business days to answer the group chat.
he said he couldn't join TeamSpeak without the headphones. He's got them charging.
You can't use them with them on charge?
I'd say they're
no.
wireless if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Chad said, I got you, Dad.
No pressure. No pressure at all.
I love how he threw in the email that Brittany would be the number 2, as if like Chad, he was already expecting Chad to drop the
Negative
ball.
supervisor.
Yeah.
What's your first order of business, Chad? Ban SCG.
Man, with that email added too, that's definitely a crazy, crazy week that's went on.
It has been a very crazy week. I haven't had a voice in like 2 weeks. I'm just happy I could talk some.
It's true, someone needs to watch him.
I also heard that the Angry Vet Nation fam was also down with it, but they all had the COVID.
I'm pretty sure that's what I've had.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like 16 cases of it.
Wow.
I think so it was the reason they were closed all week last week. 19. Ooh.
4 is still out. Wow.
Daggone.
That was the first line in Vet's email last night was, if you are still sick or running a fever, do not come in.
Which, I know it's kind of terrible news to mention, but I do think we ought to touch on what happened to Charlie Kirk this past week.
Yeah, I was trying to wait on MoonPie to get back for that.
Yeah.
That was one thing I was gonna
Might have to wait till
throw
the
in
end
there.
to talk about it then.
I'm trying to find this. Oh, here we go. You gotta tell me what you think. Taco will know what this is. So Cal has been streaming Final Fantasy, right?
Yep.
And I've been making him something. Golly, why is it so big? Why is it so big? Just a moment, working on resizing it.
I don't know if it's the new strand or what, but Medic and our daughter rarely get sick, and they were both sick. It's a possibility. I'm still feeling run down from whatever I had, but at least I'm able to breathe now and move
Check
around
it
and all
out.
that stuff.
If he hits affiliate, I've got him an emote.
I like
That's
it.
awesome.
Ain't that something?
It's pretty great.
That's Cal Riding Gunner, or G, or whatever he calls him.
So
AKA the battle chicken.
I'm just going to say one. It's not really going into much, but um, I don't. I'm not gonna. I know we're gonna save the Charlie Kirk thing for when MoonPie can get back on, but I just want to know: did anybody see? So the Turning Point USA, the thing that he was over,
Mm-hmm.
posted a picture of one of his tweets, and it said, "Today's a good day for church. Rejoice." Has anybody seen that post on Facebook?
I have not.
So if you go to that post, and there's 13,000 comments on it, and if you switch it to all comments and you scroll down, I mean, I scrolled on this thing for an hour last night, and every comment I seen, I went to church for the first time in 20
Mm-hmm.
years for Charlie. I went to church,
There was,
and
see, the wife's been on it, and she sent me one. I didn't get to scroll through it or anything, but she sent me one and was telling me that there was a young man that said, you know, he doesn't go to church or anything, but this morning I'm going for Charlie Kirk. That he's led me here. So there was a lot of people talking about how he wasn't assassinated. He was a martyr. That's what he done. He spread his faith, and you know he reached people. I didn't agree with
one of 'em-
everything that Charlie Kirk said. I've seen a lot of his videos. I didn't agree with absolutely everything he said. Don't get me wrong, but he's an example of something that I do stand for. Of you need your beliefs and a foundation. Stand firm on it. And that was what he done. And he loved to debate and argue, and because if you couldn't prove your point, and that's my whole thing, you have to have a foundation to stand on. If you can't back up what you believe with scripture, then your foundation is shaky. And that man knew how to back up what his foundations and his faith was.
And it was all topics that way
Yeah.
for him. It didn't matter if you were telling him something that fundamentally could be seen as true. If you couldn't give evidence to explain it, he would tear your argument to shreds. And that's something I've always argued with people too.
So pulling this up just now, like, I just wanted to share the two of the ones that are near the top right now. One of them, and this is just one comment with 13,000 comments on this post. There was 28 people baptized in my church this morning. That was Sunday morning. And then 20 hours ago, somebody commented and said, "Did Charlie just host the world's largest altar call?" I mean, don't get me wrong, like, it's crazy to see how much impact, and what's crazy, and this is something that whenever everything first happened, I was actually talking to our mom about it. You know, he wasn't. Yes, he was doing this movement about these debates and stuff, but it was literally he just liked debate. He believed in debate. He believed in what it meant to prove why you believed what you believed. He 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 was trying to get people out of this idea of I believe this because society tells me I should. If you could
Mhm.
not if you could not back your beliefs, then you had no reason to believe them. Was his whole point. But he was just a regular guy. You know, that's what's so crazy in my head about him getting killed is because he wasn't a politician. I mean, yes, they do say that he was a political activist or whatever, but he wasn't like a congressman. He wasn't running for office. He wasn't he was just a guy that liked to debate. He was a guy that knew what he believed, knew his faith. He was strong in it, and he just wanted to other people to have that same those same principles.
Just trying to find out how long it takes his headphones to charge because we may just go ahead and dive into it.
Shh, go.
I think
By
the
the way,
saddest part is from a lot of the stuff I watched of his, he really believed in wanting the country to get back to what it was built on.
Hmm.
Uh, and, there's a lot of people that still shout, that we got freedom of speech and all this, but be honest with you, we don't. The
no, not
country is
anymore.
not what it is built on, and all that has went out the window. And, like, don't get me wrong, I understand there's a lot of bad things that happen in the world, but the amount of complete disrespect on social medias after this
Oh
has
yeah.
blew my mind because it doesn't matter if you liked him or not, if you didn't agree with his opinions or not or whatever. There is no way, shape, form, or fashion where you should want somebody to lose their life. That was somebody's husband. He was a father to two little girls. That he's not going to be there anymore. I mean, that's you didn't like him, you didn't like his opinions or whatever. That's fine. Don't go talk to him. Don't listen to him. I don't understand why you want to go debate, but you don't you don't agree with him and you can't win an argument, so you get mad about it and still sit there and harass and stuff. Just quit listening. Don't go to the debates. I don't understand what the big deal is.
Um, I can't. Oh, have you guys seen? And I actually seen this last night. And it is getting major traction. But there is a petition. Apparently, this was a law. I can't remember what the name of the law was, but it was actually Barack Obama who got the law overturned. But there was a law in place that actually kept news agencies and media outlets from being able to spread propaganda as news. They were not allowed to spread propaganda as news. They were not allowed to share their opinions as news unless they specifically said that it was an opinion.
Which is what it was supposed to be for journalism all along.
Yes, but that law got overturned under Barack Obama. And they are pushing for President Trump to reenact the law, but to name it the Charlie Kirk law.
Mama says, but I believe that's what the world is coming to. If you're Christian, truly standing strong in your faith, then it can be anybody. It's a possibility. Like, the thing that gets me seeing the reactions to it and the way people are acting is the number of people who are celebrating the event and the number of people who are just writing it off as, well, he reaped what he sowed type of thing. Like, that's insanity from either side. No matter your viewpoint, that's insanity to be looking at it that way.
Listen, the night it happened, um, there's a channel on Twitch that I watch sometimes. It's called the Gamer Church, and it's just that they've got a partner, so there's a bunch of people that use the same thing, and it's pastors and worship leaders that get on there, and they'll do like worship services and things like that. And the night it happened, there was a pastor on there that wanted to get on and talk, and his biggest thing that he was talking about was he understands some people are hurting and mad and angry, but he was cautioning people on how they react to people about this, and he just to pray and pray for those people. There were people in that chat talking about how it couldn't have happened to a more evil person because all he did was spread evil. And I was like, I'm a little confused. So I messaged that person and I was like, how is he an evil person? Did I miss something? And he said, did you not know everything that he stood for? Because all he did was spread hate and caused more trouble against the LGBT community and the trans community and this and that. I said, because you didn't like their beliefs, and that makes it evil? And they said no, because it caused more harm to those communities because everything he stood for caused more bullying and things. And I said, you do realize that he was stating facts about those communities. Like, he's not the only one that does it and debates these things. And the fact of the matter is, when it comes to those communities, it's no different than things like murder and things. It's all demonic. And that person was not happy with me.
What?
And I said, well, the biggest thing everybody needs to remember, and I was talking in this chat, I said, and the hardest thing that everybody needs to wrap their head around as a Christian with what happened, it is very sad what happened with Charlie. We should be praying for that family for comfort and peace. Be praying for this nation in general. But at the same time, that boy that pulled that trigger still has a soul. We should be praying for him, be praying for his family, because the hate that's going to come towards them, even though they're the ones that turned him in, his very parents did. You know how hard that had to be for them. He still has a soul, even though he pulled that trigger, and that's a soul that Jesus wants. So we should be praying for them as well. I understand what he did was wrong, and there's justice that has to come from that he has to own up to for his actions, but there's still a soul there that needs saved. And I got kicked out of that chat.
One of the mods get out over that.
Kicked me out of the chat.
That's one of the things that gets me is the division in this country is all over. It's not just liberals versus conservatives or Democrats versus Republicans. It's all across the board. Even those who claim to be unified are divided in fundamental ways. And people try to turn a blind eye to it and pretend it's not happening. But it's clearly happening, and nobody wants to address it. And that's one thing that he often did. And that's one of the reasons that so many people are now flocking to the message that he shared. Is his whole thing was, you don't have to agree with me. You can debate me and disagree all you want, but the fact of the matter is we're built on a society that's supposed to be able to say, we can agree to disagree and still get along. We can still cooperate to do the things we need to do. And that's what so many people didn't like about him. The fact that he was willing to stand up to this divisiveness and say, we don't have to agree about gay marriage or gay rights or trans rights or anything else, but we do have to agree that this country as a whole needs to respect everybody, regardless of any of that.
So there's two things that I've heard whenever you ask people, and it has been quoted out of context so much it's unreal. But
Uh,
when you ask people about w- how was he so evil? How was he spreading hate? How was he, you know, there was people saying that he was racist and all kinds of stuff. And the two biggest ones that I've heard mentioned over and over and over again is he was asked about gun control law,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to quote this, and it's probably going to make some people mad, but his exact wording on it, well, not exact because I don't have it pulled up, but basically what he said was, if you compare highway accidents to gun control, it's more people are getting killed on the highway than what they do by guns. So why aren't we banning, private transportation? Why aren't we taking away people's license? That
yeah.
kills more people than what guns do. And then he followed it up by saying, gun control laws is not the solution to stop school shootings and church shootings and public shootings. It's hire more guns, put more armed people in those places. You don't hear of shootings happening at airports because there's guns outside, there's guns inside. You don't hear of shootings happening at gun shows because everybody's got a gun. And he said, people want to quote the Second Amendment, but the Second Amendment isn't about having the right to have a gun. It is about protecting yourself from a government takeover. And if that means that we have to sacrifice some lost lives because of our right to protect ourselves from a government takeover, then it's worth it. And then the other one was he was debating this, and I actually watched this video last night, the full video, but he was debating this college student who wouldn't hardly let him get a word in. And she asked him point blank, if your daughter was sexually assaulted and ended up pregnant, would you force her to have the baby? He said, I would not force her to do anything, but she would have the baby. And she said, well, how can that? I hope that she grows up and gets away from you because that's disgusting. And he said, we don't solve evil with evil. If an evil act takes place, we look at it as there's still something good that can come out of this. And he said, let me ask you this. He said, if I showed you two ultrasound pictures of two different babies, and I said one of these was a sexual assault victim, and one of these was made out of a loving marriage, but you have to kill one, could you tell me which one to kill? And she said, well, no. And he said, that's my point. It's not the child's fault.
I think one of the biggest things that it all come down to is nobody. If you didn't agree with him, it's because you were offended. So then it's all hate and evil.
And I'm gonna speak my own 2 cents here because of your wife's comment there. Your wife said, I'm just gonna say it, a gun doesn't kill someone, it's the person pulling the trigger. And this is anybody that wants to come at me with the whole we need tighter gun laws. This is always my argument. Are drugs illegal?
Mm-hmm.
Then why do we have so many overdoses? If a bad person wants to get a hold of something, regardless of if there's a law or not, they're gonna get a hold of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not through a way of purchasing, you can 3D print a gun. It's
Well,
been proven that you can.
not just that, but the standards they always point to for banning guns. They'll say, well, Australia and England ban guns. They've not had mass shootings. No, but you know what has risen? Violent crimes using knives, machetes, and other
Yep.
forms of weapons. In fact, those have gotten to the point that the UK even talked about trying to ban knives.
I
Like,
actually seen
that
on
doesn't fix the problem. Banning the weapons doesn't fix the problem.
I want to say it was in the UK, but it might not have been. But there was like a 19-year-old who was arrested because he beheaded a 50-some-year-old with a machete over an argument over a washing machine.
Over a washing machine. Wow.
Beheaded the dude.
Do you all think this could be the spark needed to bring boldness back to the church to help birth great revival?
It's a possibility. That remains to be seen. I guess going forward we'll find out more, but
I will say, and I think it was an interview from Charlie's wife. She was talking about what they'd done did not silence the movement he started, because they don't realize how many Charlie Kirks they just awoken. And if people really believe what he stood for, and they follow the beliefs and the faith that he stood for, and they start pushing that, I do think that it could bring revival. We just talked about how many comments of people went to church for the first time, got saved, got baptized, and things like that. I do think that boldness needs to come into play. And speaking of which, something I'm going to bring up. So there's how many counts going on now of people that have lost their jobs over their comments they have made on social media?
There's actually an entire website that's dedicated to that.
so just touching on that, the actor Billy D. Williams, for those who don't know actors' names, he was Lando Calrissian in Star Wars and was actually in a lot of other movies, including the Tim Burton Batman movies, has been screenshotting people's comments and sending them to their employers because of things like that.
Well, the reason I brought that up, there's been a lot of places that's been no hesitation.
Mm-hmm.
Cut them off. Has anybody seen Jordan Pack's post on Facebook?
I saw that it was removed now, but I did see the screenshot of it, and I saw his so-called
Debate with a
apology.
student in the comments.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I did not see that.
Yeah, she was basically pointing out the way he worded it implies that Charlie's death was not equally as important, and she was saying that was still a life that was taken that didn't need to be taken. He argued with her, and I've seen the screenshots. And this is a student. Keep in mind, there is a law. He's not supposed to be talking to students on social media. She even tells him in one of her comments that she's a student, and he replies that she's just dense and not getting it. She has to be plain stupid. Don't understand what he's saying.
I saw the screenshot of his actual post, and the people who are criticizing him are absolutely right. His actual post is implying that he was happy
Yep.
and celebrating the fact that Charlie Kirk was killed.
Yeah.
And his so-called apology that he put out, I read, and he's trying to say, well, I should have worded things better. I don't condone this, blah, blah, blah. His first post did condone it.
Well,
His
the thing
first
I
post
also
did
want to
imply
know,
it was fine.
so I saw the original post. I've seen all the comments that were on those posts, especially once this started getting heat on him. Then he switched his profile to private so people couldn't go see it, and he tried deleting the post. Then his so-called apology after the board had been getting flooded with messages about this, about how he would never force his opinions and beliefs on his students. That's great. Until there is also a comment stating that he has a LGBT flag hanging in his classroom. If you are not forcing your beliefs on your students, that should not be hanging on your walls in your classroom.
Exactly. That's the same exact thing. MoonPie, the superintendent who's related to him, then posted if any Floyd County parent wanted to take their kids to a UK game for free, message her.
Yeah,
That's
I've seen
attempted bribery.
Yep.
Both need to be removed, if you ask me.
There is, I can't remember the name. There's somebody online who works.
it's playing apparently.
with the close to the board, who started getting all these screenshots of his posts sent to him. And he has several posts, and there's even some. I mean, it's not just about Charlie. I mean, there's about Trump too, and all this about this teacher who said, and there was people started arguing him, saying he's not the type to let things go. Don't start this battle. You won't win it. He has too many holds and too much pull. And he said, I think if nothing else, if nobody's going to say anything, I'm going to use my voice to stand up, because this is uncalled for. This is also the same teacher, after the first week of school, posted on his Facebook about, here come all the whiny parents' comments about homework and this and that, and if you can't help them with it, you're showing how you can't comprehend K through 12 classwork. Not to mention, if you're I don't remember, something about your beloved little child would behave and not disrupt class, they wouldn't have homework. And I'm like, well, one, you have them for 8 hours. That's when you're supposed to be teaching them. If you can't get them to mind in your classroom, that's when they're supposed to go to the principal, I thought.
Yeah.
And second of all, I don't care for the kids to have homework, but when you send them with so much homework that they have no more time to even play for the rest of the day or anything to let them be a kid, my argument to that was, well, you go to the ER, the ER's overran, backed up, understaffed. You going to jump in and start doing the nurse's job for them? No, you didn't go to school for that. I didn't go to school to be a teacher either. The whole reason I brought this up, this is another, like, he gets on there and posts whatever he wants in his beliefs, and some of his beliefs, I don't agree with them. They're out there. But I'm not going to go spreading hate on it, but he's allowed to go post in his beliefs and brag about how he was happy about what happened, and there's no consequences for that whatsoever. But then you have something that happened like that with Charlie because people didn't agree with what he said. How's it any different?
Yeah, in my opinion, because the thing about it is Kentucky passed that new law. Teachers aren't supposed to have any students attached to their social media whatsoever now. I think in that particular case, they need to go back and look how far back he was posting things about his own beliefs and stuff, because I guarantee you he had students on his social media up until that law passed.
Well, I mean, even the one that was debating with him in his comments or whatever, they said that she very clearly stated that she was a student.
She did. In one of her comments, she stated, this is how you talk to a student from FCS. I would hate to know how you treat your students in your classroom.
Yeah, see, he's already violating so many things just by that.
And that student did not do anything, in all of her comments, she never said anything rude. She never, bashed him or anything. She was just simply debating how he worded it and what it's implying. And he was arguing up and down, saying that she didn't understand it, this and that, and then literally said, you're just dits, or you're not comprehending, you have to be faking and trying to play that you can't understand what I'm saying. But reading her comments, she was debating him and putting him in his place, and he didn't like it.
Yeah, that's the problem for a lot of them is they have their point of view and their beliefs, but when you start pointing to all the holes in their point of view with their beliefs, instead of having a civil debate, they get angry and they just want to start tearing you down and attacking you personally.
Yep.
truly believe this whole thing is going to start something huge, especially in the younger generation. I hope so. I hope it starts a big movement for people to actually get back to what this country's supposed to represent. You don't have to agree with my beliefs, but you at least should respect them.
Exactly. And that was kind of like Charlie's whole thing.
Yep.
And that was kind of, in all honesty, that's one thing I've never agreed with the whole, I'm offended. Okay, so what? Get over it. I mean, just because you don't agree with what I believe in means that I should alter my beliefs or whatever to appease to you because you got your feelings hurt.
Yep.
Hang on a second.
Which that's
So he deleted his Facebook altogether. Okay. There was somebody that had posted that they were deeply disturbed by the recent Facebook post from a May Valley teacher in Floyd County school system regarding the political assassination of Charlie Kirk. They've received messages and concerns from parents asking for action. This big post about it.
Mhm.
He commented, shared it and commented this as separate post that the little guy on one shoulder is telling me I should condemn political violence in all forms, but the guy on the other shoulder is being way louder, so I'm just going to keep my mouth closed on this one then.
Yeah, that I don't understand how anybody can read that comment and not immediately walk away from it going, "Yeah, he celebrated the fact that Charlie Kirk was killed."
Yep. Yeah, there was somebody from UK school that made one saying that they would never celebrate the death of somebody, but some obituaries, there's so much satisfaction in it.
Yeah, and there's been calls to have him removed, which has happened a few times over the years over things he has shared on social media.
Yeah,
Well,
but you know what's crazy about that? They put him on paid administrative leave pending an internal investigation.
For a lot of places, that's what they
for
have
which
to
one?
do.
UK?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of places like that, that's what they have to do, unless there's blatant evidence that they broke a law. They have to put them on paid leave.
I don't know. I think we could sit here and talk about how the country needs to do this or that. Tighten gun laws, do this and that, all these things. But I think what it boils down to the most is this country needs God back. Like that is the biggest thing. Like, and I do think this is going to start something big. But I think with every big thing that starts up, there's going to be more bad that tries to come with it.
Very possible too.
Anyways,
Oh. Anywho,
Taco says he will be right back.
Oh, I don't know if we should get into the. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of disappointed with the roast the host that was submitted because we didn't get any from the AVN family.
AVN didn't send any roast.
No.
In here, I thought Brittany was going to send a good one. I was waiting on Amy to send one. Think about the school system. They are kids who say they are cats, so the school puts litter boxes in the bathroom. That's so weird.
But I was gonna say I don't know if we should hold off and do that next week. That way that everybody can actually be on here.
We could. MoonPie said that he would be back. Somebody from the church showed up wanting him to take him to their property because he wants to, him and his company to build them a house or something. We need more time. We're all tired. I feel that. You know those statements you read that you just feel? That I felt that. I say we hold off on it until next episode. That way give AVN time to submit their best, which I think we all know is not going to be that good. Challenge proposed.
Guess who came back specifically for Roast the Host?
Who?
Sushi.
Sushi come back?
He did.
Wait, isn't Sushi the one that hated on me?
He is the very one.
I've not even ate sushi since then.
He is the very one, sir. I will read a little excerpt of his just because I think it is important to mention.
But how he hates me and
I'm not going to read his Roast the Host, but
he said more than one thing?
yes, he did.
Oh Lord.
He addressed this to everyone, and he said, in all seriousness, I really enjoyed the roast. That was fun. Although I did cheat some with AI, I wanted to say I'm sorry for how I handled the situation about what Medic said about his kids. I did some thinking and praying, and I am truly sorry. Please don't take any offense to the roast submission, guys. It's all love. Besides MoonPie's beard part.
Wow.
Aww. I
Uh,
might eat sushi again.
Full props to them for, being a big person and admitting when they feel that they were out of line about something.
Speaking of the submissions, I do just want to make a quick announcement and reminder to everybody. Number one, Beyond the Quest website has been completely revamped. It is now on a new server, and in addition to that, Mr. Chad was able to find a way to take off the character limit. So you can now type your heart's desire in our submissions, and it will not cut you off no matter how long it is.
Also, big news going on with that. At some point today, I don't know what time, not only will frontlinefaithwear.com be live and open for you guys to go get shirts and things, but on slimchancegaming.com,
Yep.
there is also a merch tab where you can get you some SCG merch and things that will be live for you to purchase.
Awesome.
And then the reminder for everybody, the next Beyond the Brokenness, which I believe is not tomorrow, but next Tuesday,
That's correct.
that will be listed under Beyond the Brokenness on all podcasting platforms. It will no longer be listed under Beyond the Quest, so make sure you follow that show, subscribe to it, heart it, favorite, whatever you have to do on your podcasting platform to make sure you get notified. It will no longer be under the Beyond the Quest umbrella. The only exception to that is if you listen to us on YouTube, it will still be listed on the Slim Chance Gaming YouTube page. Also, a little poll for everybody to get your. Sorry. I just want to get everybody's input on this, host and viewers. So one of the sponsors that sponsors Beyond the Brokenness.
Beyond the
I'm trying
Brokenness.
to remember their name because I'm awful.
Christian.
I'm pulling it up.
I don't know. It was really bad because we couldn't remember the name of the last Brokenness episode.
With Napkins.
Faith and Light Publishing.
What is it? What was it?
Faith and Light Publishing, I think. Hang on. I may have lied.
I don't know. I think we come up with online Christian publishing store.
What?
We couldn't
I know
remember
one
the
player
name.
just said, "We're sorry we can't remember your name, but we thank you for sponsoring us anyway."
We couldn't remember the name. That's the reason I told you should probably listen through that episode. I think we ended up calling it Online Christian Publishing Store or something.
Well, I've lost their email. But anywho, them fine folks over at whatever that place is
Who we
reached out
love so much.
and asked us. Grace and Light Publishing. That's it.
That's what I
That's
said.
it. Grace and Light Publishing, for anybody that doesn't know, is a Christian publishing house committed to standing firmly on God's word and his promises. They partner with creators, authors, and ministers who refuse to compromise the truth of Scripture and boldly proclaim the gospel in everything they do. With a mission to illuminate the world with the light of Christ, they support projects that inspire, challenge, and encourage believers to grow deeper in their faith. So with all that said, they did sponsor Beyond the Brokenness. That's how we were able to get it under its own umbrella. They have graciously reached back out to me and offered to cover um, building an entire website for Beyond the Brokenness. So it would basically be kind of like a copy and paste to Beyond the Quest, but it would only be Beyond the Brokenness. Um, just a thought, just kind of wanted to get everybody's ideas on that or opinions on that. If you go to beyondthequest.com, it should chat, is that turned on yet? Before I say,
I don't know, but I have to throw out that how much I appreciate Chad's sense of humor because he totally fits in. Because Napkins was working on one of the websites and he was having trouble. So Chad starts helping and puts up the under construction thing on the page when you go to it, and it says Napkins broke it. Chad's fixing it.
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
It was amazing.
Okay, so it's not
Oh,
live yet.
the wife
but
dropping some daggone Chads in the chat.
It's not live yet, but it should be live at some point today. Whenever you go to beyondthebrokenness.com, it should automatically pop up with a little pop-up and ask, do you think it should be its own website or not? With that being said, I'm going to throw my 10 cents in here. I personally, though I am very gracious to them for offering, I personally don't necessarily think it needs to be its own website, just because, I mean, at that point, we've got 3 daggum websites. But
I would say just, I don't know, I was going to say just tie it in and have it a separate tab off of Beyond the Quest or on the Slim Chance Gaming one.
well, that's the way it's set up right now. So if you go to Slim Chance Gaming right now, there is a tab that if you click, it will push you back to Beyond the Brokenness, and then on the Beyond the Brokenness, there is a section that talks about. I mean, good lord.
I don't know, it'd be a lot
pushes you-
easier if you probably just done it all in one website.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Beyond the Quest is already its own website, and I'm not fixing that. So, anywho, Beyond the Quest has a section that talks about Beyond the Brokenness. So it's kind of like its own thing, but or tied in, I guess you could say. Grace and Light Publishing.
I don't know, all I found was Grace Light Publisher or something.
That's why I was asking it. I can't find one that's named Grace and Light Publishing.
I got an email from the dude, and they pay the hosting cost. So I think, right, Chad?
So
'Cause you
therefore,
guys take care of all
they're
that.
there
I
if you
don't
can't
know.
see them.
I don't know. I don't do with any of the billing. That's all AVN.
Anyways, I do have ads getting ready to run in like a minute and a half. So if you don't want to watch ads, flip to another one of the other channels, or just hang out. Or if you got Amazon Prime, drop it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you when ads are going to show.
Yes,
on
they
mine.
send
I
us a
never
check every month for Beyond the Brokenness.
Okay, so I wasn't crazy, kinda.
Debatable.
It just took me 20 minutes to find their name, but I'm not crazy.
We just haven't dealt with them as much as AVN to know them yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. I'm just saying they're not on here watching every episode. No hate. It's all love. I'm gonna get an email. It's like, yeah, we're no longer sponsoring you.
Can't even remember our name. Or are they? Dun 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 dun.
That's a good question.
I don't know how long MoonPie will be gone because of that. That's pretty
Well,
cool though.
That's all the submissions was roasts.
I'm curious how many have been submitted.
As of right now, 8.
8?
That's
Yes.
all.
I know. I told you I was
AVN,
disappointed.
you're letting me down.
AVN said that they were dying, so
That's true. You
I
got a
think-
week.
Let me make sure. That. Yeah, that one's a roast.
I'm waiting on my
by-
wife to submit one too.
Okay, so yeah, there's 7 roasts and 1 submission for Beyond the Brokenness. By the way, I guess this is just a little bonus content for our listeners. I finally found the questions for Beyond the Broken. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that because nobody knew they were lost. But I found them.
Did you? We waited for over a week and never got anything, so
Almost 2 weeks.
I just figured they were lost into the void.
At least I think I found them.
He's
I
already
don't
lost
remember
them.
what I done with them.
Already lost them.
Lost and found and lost again, huh?
Yeah.
What was this? Oh, you said it was for Beyond the Brokenness? Get on to him, Chad.
Abs.
Come on, Jamie.
Chadwick.
Story update? Question mark.
I knew you know. That was words.
Words are hard.
Oh, he's got a
I
good
should have
point.
knew
Story update.
somebody was gonna bring it up.
Yeah, I was curious. I didn't see anything announced.
Well, let me just tell you, if I released what I had as of this very moment,
it'd be one
y'all be
line.
real mad. Y'all be real mad.
So you're saying you've not worked on it?
No, I have worked on it. I've got a page and a half, but as of right now, I'll read the last sentence.
Cliffhanger.
I'm overjoyed. Finally, we can show our love to the world, or so I thought.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to add more.
Exactly.
Part 2 should be at least twice as long as part 1.
What is this? A story for ants?
Have you not learned anything from Harry Potter? I will come to Kentucky. Heard you wouldn't. While you're here, I got this roof leak that needs fixed.
Listen, Amy kind of hurt my feelings. I'm kind of afraid to post another story right now. She
You
got
want
all
me-
in my head and broke my heart, and
No,
then fixed it, and then broke it again, all in the same time.
all that was supposed to do is push you to, when you're working on part 2, put your heart into it. When you're working on your story, put your heart on the paper.
Oh, by the way, I really wanted to mess with you this morning, Medic, because I knew y'all didn't know that Jonah stayed home today, and I wanted to put Chad the Bear on top
No.
of him so that you couldn't see him,
No.
and then wait until I was live, and then just start kind of slowly moving.
I'm surprised you haven't, like, cut a slit down the back of that thing and had him climb in it. I should shut up and not give you ideas is what I should do. Anyways, what else is on your brain, Napkins?
Um,
You seem more talkative today. I like it.
I thought I was gonna get fired this weekend.
Again.
Well, I told the lab director last weekend. I said, she said, "I'm proud of you." I said, "Why?" And she said, "Cause you've not like been in any trouble lately. You've been being good." And I said, "Oh, Paula, it's time for it, ain't it?" I said, "It's been about a month." I said, "It's time. It's time."
So,
But
Just
there
randomly
was
turn and
a
stab somebody with a needle and be like, does that count?
there was a patient that as soon as we walked in the room, literally walked through the door of the room, she said, "I'm an IV drug user." I said, "Okay, cool." So, I start looking. She ain't got nothing. So I find an artery and clean it and stuff. And I'm like, all right, big stick. As soon as that needle touches her skin, she starts freaking out, starts trying to pull back. I'm telling her to be still. She's moving, going crazy. And I'm like, okay. So I pull the needle out, go to the other arm, nothing on that arm, and go to the brachial artery, because it's up here in the bend of the arm. Typically doesn't hurt as bad as the radial down in the wrist. And so clean it, and I didn't even get the needle in her skin, and she's screaming. So I push the needle in. She starts screaming it even more, crying, saying she can't do it, trying to pull her arm away from me. I literally wasn't even moving the needle. I was literally just holding it. And she's freaking out. "I can't handle that. I can't handle it. You're digging. You're digging." I said, "I'm not moving." "I know, but it hurts." And then she takes her other hand and tries to swing. I move my head back, and then she starts cussing me, and I pull the needle out, cap it, hand it to the other phlebotomist. I said, "I ain't doing it." And she goes, "Huh?" I said, "I'm not doing it." And that lady starts cussing me, telling me that it ain't her GD fault, it's my fault. I turned and looked at her. I said, "I can't stick you if you won't sit still. You almost got me stuck by a needle twice, and I'm not getting dirty needle poked by an IV drug user because you won't sit still." And I turned around, walked out of the room. I looked at the nurse. I said, "I don't know what you're going to do about it, but it ain't going to be me." And she said, "Huh?" I said, "I don't get paid enough to fight IV drug users. I ain't doing it." She won't sit still. She almost got me poked twice. I said, "I ain't doing it." So she calls me back like 2 hours later, the nurse does, and she says, "Hey." I said, "What?" She said, um,
Hey.
"If I go in the room and I talk to her and try and help hold her, do you think—" I went, "Nope." And she went, um, "Well, do you think somebody else would come and try and stick her?" I said, "I'll ask." I said, "But I ain't doing it." She said, "If not, it's okay." So one of the other phlebotomists goes up there, and they end up placing an AccuCath IV and pulling the blood from it for that phlebotomist. And I was like, "Y'all couldn't have done that for me." And then fast forward to tonight, they tell
last night.
me that, well, yeah, last night they tell me that they had to start using that AccuCath, so she needs stuck. And I turned and looked at them and I said, "Well, here's you some butterflies. Have fun." And they said, "You have to stick it." I said, "No, I don't." I said, "You're just as capable as I am. And I told y'all last night, I'm not going back in that room. Policy states and Kentucky law states I don't have to put up with it."
Pulled the policies out on him,
And then one of the other phlebotomists ended up going and getting it, and she was sweet as pie to her.
huh? I had this guy one time. When I say big, burly, manly guy, it's exactly what you're thinking. Like the dude hanging off the cot, feet's hanging off. I mean, he's a big old dude. And he was working using a table saw, and it kicked, and cut his pinky off. Off. Gone. And he's holding it in like a little sandwich baggie when we get there. And I'm like, holy crap, dude. He's like, oh, it ain't that bad. So I'm like, alright, well, we're going to go ahead and get an IV on you. Acts like the biggest baby I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, dude. He's like, what? It hurts. I'm like, you're holding your finger in a bag. You know that, right? Well, yeah. That should be your biggest concern right now, not this little needle.
The ones that always crack me up are the ones that are covered head to toe in tattoos. You go to stick them and they start screaming and squalling, I don't like needles. Because then it's kind of like, how do you think all those got on your skin?
Tattoos are a little different, though. I will say that. But after you go through like medic class where you have to do IVs on each other and you're getting poked by people trying to learn so many times, it don't bother you.
I'm telling you, I just don't. Nothing grinds my gear. Nothing
Wads my napkins. There it is.
worse than somebody who comes to a hospital, gets put in the hospital, and is critical, and you go to stick blood on. They're in the ICU, and you go to stick blood work, and they're saying, "No, I don't want no blood work." Okay, die then. I mean, it burns me up.
What up, ninja?
I had this was last weekend. We had a lady on the 9th floor ICU who had a hemoglobin or a blood count of 5. So we go to get a typing screen, and she starts freaking out. So I go get the nurse, and I mean, like, freaking out. You ain't sticking me. You ain't touching me. I'm going to sleep. And so we go get the nurse. Nurse comes in there, and he's like, oh, no, she's altered. So I turned and look at her. I said, hey, honey, what's your name? She gave me her name. I said, what year is it? She gave it to me. I said, who's the president? She told me. I said, where are you? She told me. I said, what year is it? She tells me. I said, turn and look back at the nurse. I said, she's not altered. So he goes and gets the charge nurse. Charge nurse comes in there, and he's like, no, she's altered. You got to stick her. I said, you sure about that? So then his nurse.
You sure about that?
The nurse of the patient was like, no, she's not altered. She answered all the questions. He said, she's got them memorized. I said, not how that works, bub. Not how that works. So he goes, and this woman is like freaking out just because we're in there. Because at this point, there's like 3 nurses, 2 phlebotomists. She's freaking dead out. Charge nurse goes over to her, starts screaming her name. I don't remember what it was. For story, I'm going to say it was Linda. And he starts going, hey, Linda, Linda, Linda. And she's just screaming, get away from me. I'm going to sleep. He gets like right here to this lady's face and goes, look at me. And she turns up and looks at him, and he grabs her face like this and said, I said, look at me, and pulls her face toward him and says, do you want to die? And her eyes get real big, and he goes, you don't get this blood work so we can find out what blood we can give you. You will die. And she just goes, get it, let me go to sleep. I had one last night. Also on the 9th floor ICU. We go in, and I knock on the door. We go in. I'm putting my gloves on, and as I'm putting my gloves on, I feel the worst sneeze of my life coming on. One of those that I just know it's gonna hurt. And I'm trying my best to choke it down, and I can't. And I sneeze, and this lady about jumps out of the bed. She screams bloody murder because she was dead asleep. She screams bloody murder, turns over, and the look she's giving me is a mixture of that she's seen a ghost and that she wants to kill me. And the other phlebotomist that was with me starts dying laughing to the point she can't stand up straight. And this woman is just going, "It ain't funny. It ain't funny." And I was going, "It's a little bit funny." She ended up refusing.
Me and you would get in a lot of trouble if we worked together.
Yeah.
I have ads playing on my channel.
I started a poll in the chat for Beyond the Brokenness website. Yes, no, join with BTQ or join with SCG. It's going to run for 5 minutes. First time I've ever done a poll, I was just playing.
Oh, well, it doesn't show me. I don't know if it's where we're doing the shared chat or what.
Yeah, I think it's just running on technically my channel chat. I don't know.
Yeah, it's running on his channel. I can see it.
Taco, what's on your brain, brother?
Brother?
Not a whole lot. I learned that to eat real pawpaw fruit, you have to get like 8 of them to equate to like half a banana.
What does that got to do with anything? Where did that come from?
People actually helped me find some pawpaw fruit the other day, and I ate those.
He
this
offered
morning.
me a pawpaw fruit. Ninja showed up and then didn't answer. Makes me
Yeah,
sad.
He probably showed up and then hopped off. He's like, these guys are lame.
Pulled it up and walked away. I'm gonna go
So
get
far,
breakfast now.
2 to join BTQ, 1 for its own website.
Who voted for their own website? Because I feel like they just want to see me do more work.
I don't know, but I hope it was Chad.
I bet it was Chad.
Boom, boom, boom. By the way, AVN, I don't know how you all, if you all just use one Twitch account or if you have separate Twitch accounts, just totally drop a follow for Cal, Napkins, and MoonPie.
Yeah. They're all getting pretty close to being able to try and get affiliate.
And the way Cal is talking, after this month is up, he wants to dive deeper into doing more on streams in all sorts of games.
Good.
Last night, he was talking about how this challenge has pushed him, because now he's got where he's been doing it more consistent. He's like, I don't really watch what I'm saying. If people want to watch, they'll watch. If not, oh well, I'm just gonna play and have fun. And I think it was Faith that was in there. It was like, well, we need to come up with more challenges. It mentioned coming up with a challenge on a shooter game, and then coming up with a challenge as in like a league rank challenge for the group to do.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, he'll never go for that. And he was like, oh, this is really lighting fire in me. I'm definitely down to do some of this and see what's up. And I was like, well, hey, thank you for the resub, AVN. I might get a payout next month.
Hey, from
Oh, I had a
streaming I've been
question
able to
too.
get done, I now have earned $3 toward a payout.
I did have a question too for Napkins.
Police?
Once he gets done typing police.
Nothing comes up, dude.
Napkins.
Yes.
So, first of all, join with BTQ1, the poll.
There's nothing, dude. Go. I'm still live, dude. It's not gonna come up,
Second
John.
of all, you have a birthday coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Is there going to be any birthday stream or anything going to be happening?
Well, funny you should mention that because I was actually looking at
Why is it funny?
uh,
It wasn't a joke. That's serious.
I was I was looking through my files the other day and I came across what we've been doing. I think we've done it 2 years now, and that is the Horror Fest or Scare Fest, whatever you want to call it, that we normally do for the month of October.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if we do that, then I'll probably, I don't know, maybe just do like a specialty thing on my actual birthday. Well, no, I can't on my actual birthday because I work.
Or you could put in for it off now and take that day off.
Um,
Taco got a sub.
What? Woohoo! Thank you, Angry Vet Nation.
I don't know.
You're
I
my
haven't really
first and only
decided.
sub.
Well, I was curious because, especially if Cal is going to still stick with streaming, you need to come up with a birthday challenge for it and get him on some scary games because that would be some funny stuff.
I do think we should at very least, do the
I would like to,
Scarefest or whatever.
if we're going to do, because I know it's your birthday and the games you like that terrify me, and I'm going to scream like a girl. But I can't remember the name of that one game we played that has an update coming out in October. There's a carnival and a clown.
Oh, I remember what one you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it though.
Yeah, it was on Steam. Me, you, and Cal played it. I think Taco may have tried it once. We had to burn goats.
Oh, they're still updating that game?
Yeah, it is October. They are releasing a new map, and the big person is a big
Devour.
clown. Yeah, Devour. Clowns, yes, clowns. But if that clown looks like a doll coming at the screen like that one scary thing, I about flipped backwards out of my chair that one night.
Oh my gosh. It is
Remember-
a doll.
Remember, Napkins, you need to put in for some vacation. Gone 3 weeks. That, and I thought,
You'll have to text me those dates, Mama.
Oh, I do not have Devour.
you may have to also come up with maybe getting Cal on Outlast Trials. I've still not tried it.
That would be hilarious to watch.
That
Cal.
game gives me nightmares.
Well, then let's not do
That's
it. If it
saying
gives
a
you
lot.
nightmares, I don't want to do it.
That's
do it.
saying a lot.
But I was
We
just
still
wondering,
have-
you know, you got October coming up. It is your birthday in October. We usually do the Scare Fest, but now he's doing it this year. If you had any thoughts.
The only thing I didn't know about if we was going to do the Scare Fest or not. This episode's been all over the place, by the way.
It has.
I apologize to our listeners, y'all just listening to us. Yeah, but that's kind of what this whole show's about. So,
And I blame MoonPie for leaving.
but anywho, the only thing I didn't know about if we would do the Scare Fest is where we're doing the Stop Soldier
Suicide.
words are hard this morning.
Words.
Yeah, the Stop Soldier Suicide. If we were, that would be doing back-to-back events. I just didn't know if that'd be a good idea. If anybody is viewing my stream, you will see the clown doll that they were talking about
Don't look at it. It's scary.
that is
It's
coming
a
up in
clown
that game.
and a doll.
Medic tried to ground your youngest when they were here. Yeah, because Peepaw and Nana thought it would be smart to send a baby doll over here, and your youngest was just walking towards me with a baby doll. I threatened to ground him and drop kick him at the same time.
Okay, so that is the baby doll that's going to be on the game. And then I'm getting
Dolls.
ready to show the actual clown that is going to be on the game.
The clown looks terrifying.
That is the clown.
That clown makes me think of if Pennywise was created by creepypasta instead of Stephen King.
You guys must play it.
So, I have
Creepy
a question
clown.
for Vet.
Can you remove the clown? It's scaring me.
I can.
I support that message. I'm telling you, Cal on these scary games cracks me up too. Vet says yes. What's your question?
So, I know with your announcement, you said that you're not really going to be reachable. Will you still be able to tune in? Is that like, is you're not going to be reachable because you can't be reachable, or is you're not going to be reachable because you choose not to be
You're
reachable?
gonna disappear into the shadows.
Whew.
Poof. A little of both.
That's cryptic. I like it.
I don't. It was vague. Oh, I can't answer at all.
I do have to say that Cal on, what was it, Demonologist, was always entertaining. Because he would try to, cut up and everything, and then he would get very scared.
I'm just saying.
But you will or you won't be tuning in. I will tune in as much as I can, but I make no guarantees. It'll be every time.
He makes no guarantees it'll be every time.
In the words of Cal, I cannot confirm or deny that.
That's like what I tell them at work all the time. They'll be like, "How's it going tonight?" And if it's not been a bad night, I'll be like, "I refuse to answer on the grounds I may incriminate myself."
Well, we hope you can tune in. I already miss you, because I know you love me.
I
You
have
said it once.
Dollmare I could play.
I just didn't know like where it's gonna be technically your birthday month. If you're gonna be trying to stream more.
It makes it hard, with the kids. Right.
I mean, if they're in school.
Especially when they're all here. Well, the problem is, right now, there's still some deposits I'm getting paid off and whatnot. So I've basically been doing the equivalent of, well, no, basically to it. I've been working 2 jobs essentially. I work the hospital on the weekends, and then during the week while the boys are in school, I do deliveries. So
Unless you put them in bed and then stream for a little bit.
yeah, I could do that.
I was just trying to think if, like this month, I know we're doing the 100-hour challenge, which I have actually enjoyed. I added to this challenge of us trying to hit the goal separate. Because if we actually done it together and added our time, we've hit the goal.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make it more challenging, which Cal came up with his own challenge, which I really enjoyed. So I was thinking for October, we could also do streams together, but being your birthday month and stuff, of doing a challenge of how often you can stream, depending of trying to what we can do to help you reach affiliate. Because that is one goal I had for this group, is every member trying to finally hit an affiliate, and we're getting close to it. Because if Cal can get 9 more follows, I'm pretty sure by the end of the month he's got it.
Yeah, I think he's getting the average viewers pretty consistently too. One game I would like us to play during October at some point is the Claude demo, for sure.
The claw demo? I think
Claude.
Napkins would enjoy that.
I haven't actually tried it, but everything I've seen about it looks great. I mean, what not to like? It's basically Jurassic Park with more of a horror element added to it.
With puzzles you got to figure out, and yeah.
I mean, even one of their promotional images says you are now entering prehistoria with the big giant Jurassic
Answer
Park
your
art.
question, Medic. Actual accounts, we have one. We have multiple secret accounts. Ooh, secrets.
Ooh.
Secrets don't make friends unless they're follows.
That was honestly another part. I'm just going to call Vet out this morning.
Uh-oh. Calling Vet out.
That was another part about his email that made me sad.
Dangerous grounds. What?
Suspending Mario's program, basically.
It's just paused. Not suspended, paused. I thought that's what the email said. It has to be done, Napkins. Well, anytime in the near future, AVN needs a remote person to watch Twitch, you holler at me.
Yeah, when I'm not at my actual job or streaming, I actually have quite a bit of free time.
I know that's your child, but it sounds like a dog. Speaking of dogs, I don't know if my wife's getting a puppy or not.
She still hasn't answered you.
Well, she was a hard no until she went and saw them and held one. And then after church yesterday, I went and held the puppy. So I have no idea if we are.
Which one are you all considering?
The white and brindle. Budget was over $1 million for 4 months, so we have to cut back until I can get all of our pledges caught up.
Fair enough.
Daggone.
Well, anything else anybody wants to talk about?
I don't know. Napkins disappeared.
I'm here.
We
Just
don't
a black
see you.
screen.
Staggum.
We thought you stepped away, sir. It's blurry, but you're there.
I'm debating getting a cat.
I got 2 you could have for free.
I don't want to. If I get any, it'll be 1.
Ask Taco. 1 turns into 8.
One has turned into 4 for me.
Needs a playmate though. See, you
I
gotta take
got
2.
3 wild, feral children that will be their playmate.
Cat has no chance.
That's fixed already, so it won't turn into 8.
It's true.
Nice.
And on top of that, why would I want a cat that won't even let me near it?
It's actually kind of loving now and annoying.
The orange one is. The other one won't even let me get near it.
She's the one that won't stay away from my beard. Anyways, anything else y'all got on your brains before we wrap it up? I thought that sigh was leading into something.
Don't forget to follow us on all of our socials, including Facebook. I can't think of the usernames right now.
I will
Drawing a blank.
apologize that I've not been uploading to YouTube this month. Just been trying to focus on streaming when I can and whatnot. But Taco has still been uploading his Taco Goes West series. So it's not been idle. Taco's still uploading.
Yeah, even
What
though
was
I
the other
was
thing?
sick and didn't feel like streaming or anything, I did get on and do quite a bit of recording for it so I could have some episodes to upload. I don't think I've got enough to finish out the full month right now,
We
though.
did have one YouTube short that hit over 2,000 views, by the way.
Oh,
Woohoo!
that was my thing I was gonna say. Don't forget to check out beyondthequest.com. Brand new website is up on there. Also slimchancegaming.com. Um, Me and Medic did break that website temporarily, but Chad fixed it, so it is back up. Um,
So nice of you to give him props.
oh, also, on the Slim Chance Gaming site, I'm not gonna lie, I have kind of slacked about publishing our announcements and stuff on there, but I pledge to do better. I have went on and made put the announcement on there about the 100-hour stop soldier
Top soldier
suicide.
suicide.
Um, I was mid burp. I didn't want to burp in the people's ear. As Medic said, make sure you check that periodically throughout the day. We will be
Yes.
turning the merch stores on there, as well
Go
as
buy you things.
um, Frontline Faithwear. And for those who don't know, that is frontlinefaithwear.com. So Frontline Faithwear, one word.com.
Can you drop
Um,
links in the chat?
every time I try, it tries to ban me, but let me try. Frontlinefaithwear.com. Yeah, please refrain from posting links.
Yeah, it's on mine that keeps doing it.
It's a setting.
It's not up yet. It will be.
It will be. It will be today.
Sometime today. Just
It's been a
keep
long
watching.
time in the making, and I have to give huge props to my amazing wife for working nonstop on getting stuff uploaded, and to Napkins for fighting with the technical background and figuring out the stuff. So, huge shout out to those two.
Oh, you do love me.
Yeah, when I can get a hold of you. So yeah, Frontline Faithwear. We'll be going live today. If you want to get you some, I don't know what all's on there. If it's just t-shirts right now, but not just the stuff that's on there today. There will be new stuff getting added all the time. New designs, different merch on SlimChanceGaming.com on that merch store. There will be shirts and I don't know what all she's been uploading, stickers and things. I think there's some of like each of our logos. There's Slim Chance Gaming logos. There might be some of like my little Call of Duty. Let me put it in the chat here if I can. I don't even know where my stuff is. Anyway, my little Call of Duty dude. There might be a Cow and Gunner on there. And there's going to be more stuff coming. We just have to get more stuff designed, and she's still
Chad, before
uploading
we
all kinds
get
of
off
things.
here, check your PMs.
So, stuff like those.
Yes. Why will this not go away? There we go.
Yeah, the two of me actually Medic created, and I was able to upload them as emotes. So
Yeah,
I
you will have
custom
to
emotes now.
you will have to send those to me because I don't have those, so that we can get like stickers of them too.
I can do that. I don't have many emotes, but I have 4. And
But
3 of them are nice custom ones.
and if there is any certain merch or designs of merch that you guys would like for either Slim Chance Gaming or Frontline Faithwear, message me, join our Discord, message me, go to slimchancegaming.com. I think there's a link to my personal email, Napkins.
Yes.
You can get a hold of me that way to let me know ideas, because we definitely want to make this grow and be able to give you guys what you want and stuff. And so everybody can get a Slim Chance Gaming shirt. How cool's that?
Get your merch and wear it while you watch us at Slim Chance Gaming Crew on YouTube.
Or while we're live on Twitch.
I was thinking at one point last night too, we're definitely gonna have to get Cal back on Dark Tide a little bit. Kind of missing it. I know they've done some updates.
Well, we need Chad. If Chad can fix all the other things, we need Chad to remote into Cal's PC or something and figure out what is going on, because his PC's not running certain games.
And some of it's games that ran fine for him until like 3 or 4 months ago.
Maybe Chad can fix it. Chad, that's your challenge. Fix Cal's PC.
I'm telling you, I think it's going to be one of those things that we're going to have to wipe it.
I hope not. It's probably going to require a trip to Wheeling.
You know what's going to be hilarious is you're going to be convinced that that's what it's going to come down to, is you having to factory reset the whole thing. We're going to go all the way down there, and it's going to turn out to be one little simple thing that Cal's been missing this entire time.
Napkins can't fix it, Chad can. Well, that's the goal right now. He did, Cal did mention to me he was going to reach out to Napkins and Ninja together because they had tried to mess with it one night, trying to figure stuff out, but he didn't want to bother Napkins because he said he thought Napkins had a lot going on and whatnot. But he was able to run Final Fantasy, so that's what he's been mainly running.
Yep.
So Napkins, it is done.
Awesome. So one other little shout out to Chad and William, who is the technology
Who's William?
officer. William.
Is William new?
Yeah, he's their technology officer over
He's
at
the new
ABM.
Chad?
He's the new Chad.
William,
William.
we will have to come up with a name for you. You probably won't live up to Chad's standards, though.
They have built a status page for all of Slim Chance Gaming stuff. So if you notice at the bottom of Slim Chance Gaming and Beyond the Quest, you'll see a little green dot that says all systems operational. If you click on that, it'll take you to a status page where it'll show you if our Discord's online, our website's online, our podcast, both the host and the voice server that we use, and they also added a spot for Frontline Faithware.
Really?
So if you're in our Discord, though, it does send alerts to our Discord if something happens, that something goes down. But you can also bookmark that page. So if for some reason you can't get on Frontline Faithware and you're trying to figure out, is it a you problem? Is it a website problem? If you bookmark this page, or if you're in our Discord, it'll tell you if that website is down, if it's experiencing issues, anything along those lines. And you can also see history. Like today, there was a issue with our server. It went down for about 3 hours, but old William and Chad got it working.
Chad teaching the young Padawan. But yeah, that was one reason we didn't get to do the group thing with ARC or something for this challenge, is because his PC is just not happy with certain games.
I can't imagine it would be a hardware issue.
I don't know.
I
I tried to walk him through what ended up fixing mine when it was having a lot of issues, and he says he followed everything, but I'm not certain if he did actually do everything.
He even got a new game that we were trying, which would have been a really fun one for October, of No More Room in Hell 2. We was enjoying it, but it just kicks him out. He can't. It's like his PC is so good it thinks it's bad. So, yeah, we need Chad or William to fix that. That would be cool. Anyways, what's left on your brains before we wrap it up? I got a doctor's appointment.
Not much.
Nothing. I don't think. Oh, one last little caveat. I did also add everybody's emails to the Beyond the Quest website too. So, if you're one of the people, I know we have some listeners that listen to the show through the BeyondTheQuest.com website. Now there's a little about the host section, and it has our emails and our Twitches and all of the linked right there. And MoonPie has officially been added to all of our websites.
Oh, even though he's not here. That turd. He's having Starlink issues.
Yeah.
Anyway. So nothing left on your brain, Taco?
Nope.
To all your websites. It's because I showed Josh my MoonPie truck.
Napkins?
Come on, buddy. Nope.
Alright. Don't forget, keep eye out for the stores to open up. We are still doing the 100-hour challenge, so we are streaming. At least one of us are on almost every day, different times. And keep praying for this nation in general.
Yep.
Until next time, love y'all. Jesus loves you more. Bye!
Bye.
Truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold. First responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet. From the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet. From the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow. Faith, fun, and games in the world we know. Future calls, and the table is set. Take the lead, our best quest yet. Sometimes MoonPie. From the first light to the game's last stand, chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold. First responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet. From the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide.